Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another wonderful... No, I can't say wonderful. It's just an episode of Help for the Guildless. I'm not going to beat around the bush. What I'm going to be talking about is what I said on Twitter. I am talking about Vidcon. More or less, I'm talking about what happened at Vidcon and what has been taking over Twitter as of late. I wanted to talk about the good things that happened. The things that happened between Sargon of Akkad and Lacey Green. The good things that happened between Andy Warski and Francesca Ramsey. I'm talking about the good things that Boogie talked about. I wanted to talk about that, but I can't. Because of fucking Anita goddamn Sarkeesian. I wanted to go to Vidcon. I really did. But there were a few things holding me back. And the first one being, I didn't think I was a big enough YouTuber to actually have me wanting to go to some place like that. Not to be on a panel, but just to be around. I didn't think anybody would actually give a damn that Antoine from Help for the Guildless was there. 2, I couldn't afford the tickets. And 3, because I can't afford the tickets, I couldn't take the day off work anyway, or the night off work anyway, to be able to go, because then I wouldn't be able to afford bills, so that's always there. And then I come to find out, a really good friend of mine decided to go anyway, without telling me. And he doesn't even have a fucking YouTube channel. Anyway, fuck you, Brockus. He got to meet a bunch of people that I wanted to meet, and I am severely jealous. But that's fine. It's all fine. There were so many good things that went on at Vidcon that have now been erased by this giant black mark known as Anita Sarkeesian. So what happened? For a quick recap, if you don't already know, which I'm sure you do, a bunch of what we would call shitlords decided to go to a panel, an open panel, starring Anita Sarkeesian. There were a couple other women there, I believe 4 other women there, but it did not matter. It all paled in comparison to the fact that Anita Sarkeesian was going to be going off script. And it was about women online, which, again, how they deal with harassment. And Anita Sarkeesian went into her playbook where she's starting to sound like a fucking broken record. You can almost quote it word for word along with her without even wondering what her speech is going to be about. She goes off on how she started a Kickstarter, how it was so successful, how she started getting hate, how she got trolled, how she had a face punch game made about her. She's hitting the bullet points one after another. She couldn't even last 5 minutes. She couldn't keep her composure for 5 minutes before attacking someone in the audience. The shitlords were 3 rows deep, and sitting in the middle was Sargon of Akkad, who is not even her biggest detractor, but he is one of the biggest. She pointed him out, called him a shithead, and then called him a garbage human. This goes against everything that the Vidcon rules state. And yet, nothing happened, and I'll get to that in a second. The second thing that happened was a couple days later. She was on a panel with Boogie2988, who is the fence sitter of fence sitters. He has made it a point to be in the middle of Gamergate, of gender politics, of politics against the left and the right. He's been in the middle of everything. He's not anti-feminist, he's not pro-feminist, he's in the middle. Boogie, who has social anxiety, was freaking out and decided to go to Anita before the panel. He introduced himself, told her what his talking points were going to be. They had a conversation. Everything was fine. Everything was copacetic. And then the panel happened. And the panel was very long, and it was about cyber violence, cyber harassment, cyber bullying, cyber everything. At the end, there wasn't enough time for questions. So they gave the 5 panelists about a minute each to give a final statement. Boogie's final statement basically said, look, I'm a cis-hetero white man. I talk from a place of privilege, but I have had things happen to me. I have had threats. I have had shit sent to my house. I've had all manner of these things happen to me. And I have been able to work through it. And you can too. It's all about being positive. I'm paraphrasing. I'm going to leave a link to the video where Boogie explains what happens what happened to him when he met Anita Sarkeesian. It's about 12 minutes long. It's worth the watch. I am paraphrasing everything. After that happened, Anita Sarkeesian attacked him off stage. I don't mean she ran up and threw a fist. I'm saying basically when he came off stage, she said, well, that fucking happened, kind of thing, and how fucking dare you? They had another conversation. Boogie explained what he meant by it, explained that he was trying to be positive, and then, because she was one of the people he wanted to meet, he asked for a selfie. Anita denied him the selfie because, and Boogie says, and I quote, she didn't know what he was going to do with it. This woman is fucking delusional. So after all of this happened, you would think it'd be said and done. Oh, no, it's not. Now, if Anita Sarkeesian came out and said, look, I acted like a douche, I apologize, I sincerely realize I turned into something I rally against. Please accept my apology. Sargon, I apologize for calling you a garbage human. I understand you're criticizing me. That's criticizing my ideas, not attacking me. Boogie, I'm sorry for what happened after the panel. It was a misunderstanding. Most people on the opposite side, and I say most, would accept the apology. It would basically be saying, yes, she admitted she fucked up. That's cool. Alright. Don't get me wrong. She would be made fun of relentlessly for about a week, and then we would move on to something else. But no, she fucking doubled down in a very long post on her website, playing the victim, saying that Sargon and his posse, because the people around him were not YouTube creators, didn't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They probably had millions of subscribers amongst them, but they were just his posse. They were all Sargon supporters. That them sitting there quietly and wanting to hear what she had to say was an act of intimidation and harassment. She is trying to play the victim card. She's trying to slap that victim card as hard as she can across anyone who disagrees with her. The problem is the proof is in the unedited videos. She attacked first. Anita, darling, you do not get to play the victim if you shoot first. Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin may criticize and tear apart every bit of your ideology, of your ideas. But he does not attack you directly. And that's exactly what you did. From your place of privilege, from your place of power, you attacked Sargon of Akkad directly. You became the abuser. You became the harasser. You became everything that you rally against. Now, Sargon, to his credit, responded to you. After you called him a garbage human, he said, "Debate me." And you said, "Whatever, dude." After all those things happened, probably one of the most anticipated Medium articles came out. And it was in response to not only this, but apparently some other YouTubers got banned or whatever. Basically, what happened is they went to the panelists and talked to Anita. Got her side of the story. Found out the context of why she called him a garbage human in the shithead. And then apologized to her after saying, "Yes, you broke the rules, but it's okay. We forgive you, and we're sorry." Are you kidding me? She attacked one of your paying customers from a place of privilege. And you basically just said, slap on the wrist. And then you go on to say that anyone using footage from Vidcon 2017 to attack anyone or to slander them are not going to be asked back. And once again, I will put this in the description so you can read it yourself. Needless to say, Twitter was not happy. A lot of people are not happy with how this was handled. And then today, an article from Polygon comes out praising Anita Sarkeesian for standing up against the horrible anti-feminist, painting Sargon of Akkad, Computing Forever, and a bunch of others as just vile human beings. I'm not going to link to that article because I don't want people giving Polygon any revenue from clicking on it. It's a garbage article. I don't even want to give the archived link of it because I don't want you, if you click on it, to lose brain cells. Vidcon started off as a melting pot, making YouTube exactly what it was meant to be, an open marketplace for ideas. Sargon of Akkad and Lacey Green had a conversation. They came to an understanding, not an agreement, because both of them agree that there are things they're not going to agree on. Andy Warski and Francesca Ramsey had a conversation, 90 minutes, where they came again to an understanding, to the point where Francesca Ramsey is going to be on Warski Live. People were looking at each other as people. And I think that's something that we as creators tend to forget. That the person on the other end of the video is an actual person. We see them as a personality, not an actual human being. And that's the problem. Because one of the biggest questions would be this. If the situation between Sargon and Anita was reversed, what do you think the outcome would be? I don't have to think. I know what the outcome would be. Sargon of Akkad would be escorted off the premises and banned from every VidCon after this. His YouTube channel would probably be shut down from a mass influx of false DMCA claims. His Twitter account would be shut down, and his Facebook page would be suspended from mass reporting. But because it's a man, it doesn't matter. It's okay to call him a garbage human, and then not have the person saying it be held accountable for her actions. Especially after one of the co-founders of the convention flat out said, yeah, you broke the rules. It's okay. It's Anita Sarkeesian. She gets to break the rules every once in a while. I'm gonna go to Vidcon next year. I'm planning on it. Whether I'm a big YouTuber, small YouTuber, or having shut down the channel and just a viewer. Because I believe that we need this melting pot of conversation and ideas. And that's all I really have to say. I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. If you like what I do here, please hit like, share this around, and subscribe. This has been Help for the Guildless. Once again, my name is Antoine. Thank you for listening. And have a wonderful evening, everyone.